Namaste, welcome to Hindu Newspaper Analysis, 5th December 2022. First article talks about drones to deliver drugs to Meghalaya's farthest reaches. In Indian health infrastructure, supplying of goods is one of the key constraints. It can be evident from the fact that TB medicines are inaccessible to the far-flung areas. Same thing is repeated with respect to family planning contraceptives. Now there is a solution for this. World Economic Forum along with Telangana state during COVID time tested a project called as Medicines from Skies. This was a successful model, and taking the lead from this experiment or pilot project, several states like Kerala, Tamil Nadu also tested this kind of programs. Now it turns to the northeast state. Now Northeast India, particularly Meghalaya, put forward an idea of taking medicines to the primary health centers through drones. So this is a important step. The drone name is Vertiplan X3, and there is a drone station near the Meghalaya region. Now Meghalaya will have a drone station. At the same time, it is going to deliver the medicines by using drones. Very important article in writing applications of drones. Instead of writing drones are useful in medical supplies, you can quote these examples also. So Government of India giving support to a drone development by liberalizing rules, that is Drone Rules 2021, which are allowing public to use drones in public healthcare and also in other important developments of the people. Next article talks about, in a rare gesture, Iran shuts morality police. See, morality police is a buzzword or a topic even in India also. India witnessed this moral policing in Kerala and some parts of North India. If you recall, moral police states that social or political values imposing cultural norms on the people. People are supposed to follow the cultural norms or social norms against their individual interest. Moral police or moral policing is happening because of subjective beliefs, cultural superiority, opposition to the change or West culture, patriarchy, and social responsibility against the individual freedom. And of course, in India there is one more application of this moral policing as per section IPC section 292 and 294 talks about this police discretion to manage the obscenity and indecency. Apart from that, social media role is also very high. However, we are not going to discuss India's in length and breadth, but in a gesture or in a change, now Iran is closing or reducing the role of morality police. It's a welcome step in rights debate over the different countries. Let us wait and watch for the next developments. Next article talks about poor soil management will erode food security. We should understand today is a soil day. International Soil Day is observed on December 5th. And this year theme is Soils Where Food Begins. Soil is very important. It is said by Benjamin Franklin, and I quote, "The nation that destroys its soil destroys itself." So that quotation explains that a nation which is destroying its soil health, it is going to destroy itself. So we have to believe that soil is important in every life. Soil is essential for the survival of healthy planet. It is essential for the well-being of the people, for health, for economy, for the sustainable development. Further, I would like to say, it is also mentioned that soil even plays an important role as a carbon sequestration process. It is a research from Columbia University which stated 25% of fossil fuel emissions removed by soil itself. It is the second largest carbon sink in the world. Apart from that, it will also maintain resistance against the droughts. Now, there are certain challenges to the soil conservation. To begin with, man-made activities, industrial processes like mining, waste emissions, fossil fuel extraction, quarrying, transportation, and even agriculture activities. Agriculture activities like overuse of fertilizers, burning crops, runoff due to excessive irrigation, and even leaching, so on and so forth. All these factors trying to affect the soil health. It is well known fact that according to government estimates, 29% of soil in India is affected, which amounts to 3.7 million hectares. I would like to quote National Productivity Council report. National Productivity Council, which established in 1958 under Ministry of Commerce and Industry, in one of its report they mentioned that it is in India there is high usage of fertilizers. For example, the traditional ratio of nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium is 4:2:1. Unfortunately, in Punjab it is 31:4:1. Parliamentary Standing Committee also mentioned that 85% of India's fertilizers is utilized by only 290 districts. It is clearly evident fact that soil health is at risk. So, if the soil health is at risk, the challenges or threats can be seen over agricultural production, productivity, insight to biodiversity, water quality, social and economic well-being of the people, and soil organic matter. Soil organic matter, which includes humus and other important bacteria which are useful in fixation of nitrogen. Unfortunately, this is excluded even in the soil health card mission also. In the soil health card scheme, our soil organic matter element was excluded from the 12 important parameters. What Government of India doing against these challenges? So against these challenges, Government of India followed 5-pronged approach in which soil should be chemical free, promotion of soil biodiversity, enhancement of soil organic matters, maintenance of soil moisture, mitigation of soil degradation and prevention of soil erosion. There are some sub-schemes which are indirectly supporting the prevention of irrigation and erosion, prevention of soil erosion and mitigation of soil degradation. Let me tell you one by one. There is Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, which is promoting irrigation capabilities and enhancing irrigation facilities. It is also aiming to regenerate the natural vegetation and rainwater harvesting and regenerating the groundwater table. Then Paramparagata Krishi Yojana, Krishi Vikas Yojana, in which Government of India is promoting organic farming or zero budget natural farming. Government of India announced a national action plan against climate change. Under this, you have 8 sub-schemes. One of the important scheme is National Mission on Sustainable Agriculture, which promotes traditional practices, indigenous practices for the promotion of sustainable agriculture. Further, in Planning Commission, 11th Planning Commission suggested that balanced and judicious use of fertilizers. To fulfill this, we launched a national project on management of soil health. Unfortunately, the scheme is less famous at that time. Government of India in 2015 revamped this scheme and launched it as a soil health card, which will give suggestions on important indicators and judicious use of fertilizers. In addition to this, we do have Food and Agriculture Organization, which is along with the National Rainfed Area Authority working for the forest conservation. At the same time, guidance about the crop choices along with the Ministry of Agriculture. Then FAO is also working with Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana Rural Livelihood Mission, and which aims to enhance the capacity, adoption, sustainable, resilient practices, and even providing organic certification for the people. So we need a long way to go. So here we need to focus about some important elements like management and restoration of degraded soil, dissemination of timely evidence-based information, and all relevant stakeholders like NGOs, academies, universities, people, and society should join together. Then we need to go with the small steps, that is planting trees, going for the home garden or kitchen gardens, and sustainable conservation practices of soil. Apart from that, we need to revamp the soil health card facilities infrastructure. For example, many soil health facilities doesn't have any transport or internet power facilities. We need to go for it. Then more incentives for the soil conservation should be done. A massive awareness campaign is need of the hour for the development of soil conservation in India. Next article talks about from a vicious cycle to virtuous cycle. This is very interesting article. Last year also we found this kind of articles in Economic Times paper. Let me explain this with an example. There was a woman called as Padmaja in Chikkamangaluru, and she started a beautician parlor. So this beautician parlor was done with the help of an NGO, Samhiti Social Ventures Collective got funding. So this is very interesting. So Collective Good Foundation. So Collective Good Foundation and Social Samhita campaign was very path-breaking revolution. Why? Because I told you a story about Padmaja who started her own beautician parlor. So she has started this parlor with the help of a funding mechanism called as Returnable Grants. I will explain this returnable grants within a few minutes, but before that I would like to tell you on data here. According to MDR Network India and BCG report, 40% of MSMEs in India using informal sector for loans. According to World Bank Global Findex data, only 2% of emergency funding sources met by private people, employers and banks. It indicates that most of the funding in Indian economy done by informal sector. So there is a book written by Professor R. Vaidyanathan which talks about this informal economy should be formalized. This is a classical example how to revive the lending, how to help the MSME sectors. And there is this NGO Samhita Social Ventures Collective Good Foundation. So this foundation brought the concept of returnable grants. What do you mean by this? Generally, we will take loan and we are having legal obligation to repay within few months in the lump sum amount or EMI amount. But these are different. This returnable grants, I call it as RGs, is based on moral obligation, in which you are supposed to pay whenever you are intended to repay. You can use this money for your business purpose, you can grow, and whenever financial conditions is okay, whenever financial condition is allowing to repay, you can repay either in lump sum amount or in EMI. There is no interest on these loans. So this includes even customization of grants, like you can say 10,000, 15,000 like that. And apart from that, it will be circulated, the amount which you return will be circulated among the group members in which they can use it for the welfare purpose. Further, this kind of activities will develop the financial inclusion and digital lending. Other gave a case study here. You can read if you want to have the understanding about the concept, or else the basic idea is enough. Next article, Taliban open for investment by India. So this is very interesting development, as we are seeing that we believe that Taliban in 2008 time, Taliban was against India. Now it is moving towards the India's interest and India's coordination. Let us wait and watch for the next developments in the Taliban Afghanistan. Next article, traffickers are moving online in search of victims. This is well known fact that is recently in Rajasthan, some people were trafficked because of an application from the Google Play Store. So they are going for like usage of more online platforms. If you see, after COVID time, we witnessed a high presence of digital media by children and even by people who are less than 18 years. Let me tell you an example here. So online classes, gaming platforms, matrimonial sites, dating apps, chat apps, even loan apps, all are targeting the people. So whenever the people are suffering with certain problems, at that time we are going to witness a new challenge, that is trafficking. So this topic can be useful in writing effects of social media on internal security. So apart from creating fake news, hate speech, now even social media is utilized by traffickers, people who want to kidnap the people. So these are the important articles of today's newspaper. Thank you so much and Jai Hind.